And we back. Today I want to try a different style of video. Usually on this channel we have like one theme of video, whether it be would you rather, would you press the button, deal or no deal. Usually one theme. In today's video we're not necessarily having a theme. I want it to be a more free form video. So what we did, we went on just to Instagram and found one of those NBA fan pages that post different discussion questions and things like that. We're going to tackle some of it, you know, just relax today. So the page we're using today is the daily NBA poll. I'll put the link in the description if you want to follow them. But let's get into it, man. This first question we're gonna completely ignore. Who's gonna be better in 5 years? Those are my least favorite questions when it comes to anything. Because how am I supposed to know who's gonna be better in 5 years? You know everything that can happen in 5 years. So I'll pass on that. The better way to put this question is, who has the higher ceiling? I think that's a way easier question to ask, and if we're asking that, it's Lonzo Ball. But okay, let's get into this one. Fill in the blank. Devin Booker has a blank % chance of becoming an all-star next year. Honestly, I'm gonna put it around the 25% range. And that is no disrespect to Devin Booker at all. Devin Booker averaged like 24 points per game last year. He is a bona fide bucket getter. But take a look at the All-Stars from last year. Even though we do have Team LeBron versus Team Stephen Curry, there were still X amount of players from the East and X amount of players from the West. So let's look at the Western Conference. DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, LaMarcus Aldridge, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Karl-Anthony Towns, Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, James Harden, Stephen Curry, and then you have to add LeBron James. So Devin Booker would have to have a better season than one of those players. One of those players is going to drop out in order to make room for Devin Booker, and I just don't see that happening because every name that I named, except for DeMarcus Cousins, are probably going to be an all-star next year. Let's be real. But even with DeMarcus Cousins, I don't know if Devin Booker can get that spot because DeMarcus Cousins is classified as a center. I don't know if that's the way it works. So it's not because that Devin Booker's not a good player or I'm saying he doesn't have all-star potential. It's just because he's going to have a better season than some of the guys that are already here. And honestly, that's going to be tough. So it's the next day. And my opinion has changed. Yeah, just that fast. My opinion has changed. It was from 25% in the video to now 50%. It doubled. Because I forget that the All-Star game, it's kind of a popularity contest. Devin Booker is definitely a fan favorite amongst the league because everybody recognizes that he is a bucket getter, and that's kind of what the All-Star game is about. You do have players like Draymond Green, who's not bucket getters but All-Star caliber players, but eventually Draymond Green is going to fall out of that All-Star thing, you know? And maybe this is the year Devin Booker steps up, and it's going to help that his team probably won't be the worst team in the league this year because they made some additions in the offseason that made them somewhat better. So my fault, Devin Booker, not 25%, 50%. Who will be coming all-star first? They got Donovan Mitchell or Ben Simmons. The easiest one to say is Ben Simmons. For the same situation, that means that Donovan Mitchell is going to have a better season than people that we named. But if we take a look at the Eastern Conference side, LeBron James just went out west, so that instantly opens up a spot. Goran Dragic made the All-Star game last year, and honestly, Ben Simmons could have a better year than Goran Dragic next year. Like there's more opportunity for Ben Simmons to be an All-Star this year versus Donovan Mitchell. So I'm gonna go Ben Simmons, and plus the fan vote and Philly's gonna be on the side. I guess it can be similar for Devin Booker too. The fans can really vote him in there, but I think Ben Simmons is probably going to be an all-star next year. Probably more than Donovan Mitchell. Who wins in the 2v2? Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert or Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown? Listen, this is the way I'm thinking about this. Y'all know me as I try to be as logical as I can on this channel. As logical as I can. So I'm thinking about it this way. When you look at that Houston Rockets versus Utah Jazz series last year, whenever they did a pick and roll and Rudy Gobert was switched on to James Harden cooked him. Rudy Gobert is my guy. He's my favorite center in the league, defensive player of the year. But if he switched on to a guard, he's usually in no man's land. So they just give it to whoever Rudy Gobert is guarded on the perimeter and let him go to work. I think the right may win, honestly. I'm going to just base it just off that because I don't know what else you can go off of. Just know that these guys can probably cook Rudy Gobert on the perimeter. So I'm going to go with the right side. Will Paul George retire with the Indiana Pacers? No. I don't get this notion, man. People have been asking stuff like this, or would Kevin Durant ever return to OKC? Why would they? And I think they piggybacking off of the LeBron thing. Like, listen, LeBron was in Cleveland. He left Cleveland, but he came back. But the reason LeBron came back was because that's his state. Ohio is his state. Cleveland is his city. You know, Oklahoma City is not Kevin Durant's city. He wasn't born and grew up there. Indiana is not Paul George's state. So why would he go back? Especially if he like requested the trade to get out. No, he's not going back. I mean, maybe he ends up back there. I'm not going to say it's out of the realm of possibility, but some tells me Paul George is going to ride this train throughout his career, and I don't think it's stopping at Indiana again. The Toronto Raptors win 55 plus games this season. If I had to predict, I'm guessing they will. They won 59 last year, which was incredible. Not league record, but their personal franchise record. But if you think about what they got versus what they lost, if Kawhi Leonard is healthy, and he plays like, once upon a time, Kawhi Leonard was a top 5 player in this league. If he plays like that next year, no doubt in my mind, they win 55 games. They literally have the same roster. You know, you subtract DeMar DeRozan, you add in Kawhi, Jakopoto. I mean, that matters, but not too much. It wasn't like he was a huge part of their team's success. So yeah, I think they should win 55. They won 59 last year. I'm sure they can win 55 this year. No LeBron, so that's a couple more L's off their record. Yeah, 55, I would lock it in. So Vegas has them at 54.5. So, I mean, it's going to be close. That's what Vegas is guessing. You can put down money and say, nah, the Raptors going to win more. Or nah, the Raptors going to win less. Maybe I'll do that in a future video. Betting real money on NBA stuff. But maybe that's against like the rules of YouTube. I really don't know. But I think that would be a dope video. If I put my real money on the line and say like, they got the Bulls winning 27 games. I think the Bulls can win more than 27 games. Look at this. So yeah, maybe that's a future video idea. Keep that up top. Let me know if y'all want to see that. Should Dwyane Wade go into retirement? Obviously, he still got some left in the tank. He had a couple of games in the playoffs last year. But I think that it's actually going to be like Dwyane Wade's call. I mean, obviously, that's an obvious statement. But like, we know that he can still play. It's not like he's forced in retirement because nobody wants to sign him. If Vince Carter got a contract, I'm pretty sure people are out there offering Dwyane Wade a contract. He just hasn't decided whether or not he wants to play or where he wants to play or anything like that. Do I think he should go into retirement? No, of course, we want more years of the Flash. But if he does, I can respect it too. I mean, he's done a lot in his career. It was 3 NBA championships. He's done a lot. Should the NBA add a playoffs MVP award? No, that's literally like Finals MVP, right? You're not going to give a playoffs MVP award to somebody that got eliminated in the first round, will you? You know, usually MVP is the best player on the best team. And that's usually the NBA Finals, right? I think that'd be dumb. No, let's not add awards for the playoffs. Let's just leave it the way it is. There's one award. That's Finals MVP. That's it. So the last thing about this Instagram page, the reason it's named Daily NBA Polls is because in their Instagram story, there are daily NBA polls. So a little rapid fire on their page before we end out. Let's get it. Okay, we got to pick which player we'd rather have. 22 points per game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 23 points per game. I hate these type of questions because they're so misleading. Because Klay Thompson's numbers are good, but they're not amazing because he's like the third option on the squad. Compare it to like a guy like Lou Williams, who's like the #1 option on the squad. Lou Williams' numbers may look better, but you would obviously want Klay Thompson on your team, right? So I hate questions like this because context definitely matters. But I guess I'm going to go with player A. I mean, I don't know. I hate stuff like that. Player A was Jimmy. Player B was Victor Oladipo. They're close in, you know, at least compared to last year, they're very close in rankings. Do you know Devin Booker is younger than? Yes, I did know that. You're crazy if you think Mitchell will be an all-star in the West before. Yes, I agree. I think I said that, right? I did say that because dude plays in the East. East is kind of soft compared to the West right now. All right, the rapid fire didn't go exactly how I wanted. I guess from a computer, you can't really vote. You can just read them, but you got the gist. Thank y'all so much for getting to this point in the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave it a like. It is Kenny, also known as King of the Fourth Quarter. Newest episode of Through the Wire just dropped. I think it's one of our better episodes, so if you're interested in that, link is in the description. Thank y'all so much. Peace.
New York Knicks.
Reggie Miller.
Yes.
Easy. I do this for a living, man.
Oklahoma City Thunder. Keep going. Keep going. I'm not telling you
James
no more.
Harden.
Yes, I'm not telling you no more.
It's
Let's
easy.
go.
It's
Two tabs,
easy,
two
man.
tabs.
It's
Let's
easy.
go.
Let me predict the San Antonio Spurs.
No. I doubt it's gonna be Kawhi.
T-Mac.
What?
What?